you remember the song, you definitely remember the dance rebellion, but you might not remember what Love is a Battlefield was actually about. It wasn't just about young love, and it definitely wasn't about running away and starting a girl gang. We'll come back to that. There's a twist to this track, one that's been hiding in plain sight. I'm Sean, and this is A Closer Listen. By 1983, Pat Benatar had already carved out a space as a serious rock vocalist, someone who could go toe-to-toe with the biggest acts in the early MTV era. But when Love is a Battlefield dropped, it marked a shift. The song's structure was different. It started with some spoken vocals, then exploded into something bigger.
Love is a battlefield.
A synth-heavy, beat-driven, almost danceable kind of pop anthem. Benatar's vocals are still front and center, but this time, she wasn't just singing about someone, she was singing against something. The track felt emotional and cinematic, like something was unraveling, and for many fans, it struck a chord. But what were they really hearing? Before MTV gave it a storyline, Love is a Battlefield was telling its own story, in subtle, emotional waves. The lyrics follow a narrator caught in a relationship that once felt right, but has now turned cold and combative. Lines like, sound empowering on the surface, but in context, they feel more like a last stand. It's not a victory cry, it's resignation. The battlefield here is emotional. It's about two people drifting apart, both feeling the weight of love that no longer brings peace. There's no escape scene, no fists clenched, just emotional erosion. When you strip away the visuals, what's left is something quieter, still powerful, but achingly personal. That's what makes the video so fascinating. It didn't illustrate the lyrics, it responded to them, and in doing so, rewrote the meaning for a generation. When the music video arrived, it changed everything. Benatar plays a young woman who runs away from a toxic and controlling home environment, ends up on the streets, and rallies a group of other marginalized women to rise up and reclaim their power. There's dancing, there's defiance, there's an entire choreographed revolution. It's bold, dramatic, and a huge departure from the lyrical narrative. The video doesn't show a couple falling out of love. It shows a woman breaking free from control. The song's emotional tension is reinterpreted as literal, physical oppression, and that wasn't by accident. The video's director, Bob Giraldi, who also directed Michael Jackson's Beat It, wanted to take the emotional subtext of the song and visualize it through a more literal, dramatic lens. Giraldi saw the battlefield metaphor as an opportunity, not just emotional conflict, but a full-on fight for autonomy. Instead of portraying heartbreak, he portrayed resistance. He turned metaphor into action. And for Benatar, it worked. The visual message aligned with the growing narrative of female empowerment in her music, in line with the themes she's already explored in earlier songs like Promises in the Dark. So even though the song wasn't originally about escaping a harmful situation, the video gave it a second identity, one that deeply resonated with audiences, and stayed with them. When Love is a Battlefield debuted on MTV, it didn't just catch eyes, it reframed Benatar entirely. Until then, she'd been known for her powerhouse vocals and rock ballads, but this video introduced a new dimension. Pat Benatar as a symbol of defiance. Not just a singer, a fighter. Not just emotional, empowered. For fans, it was unforgettable. Even decades later, when people think about Love is a Battlefield, they just don't hear the song. They see the video, the confrontation, the synchronized uprising. It helped the single soar into the top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100, but more importantly, it reshaped what a music video could be. Love is a Battlefield was never just a love song, but thanks to its video, it became something else entirely. What began as a ballad about emotional pain and power imbalance got reimagined as a fight for independence, identity, and control. And because of that visual, that rebellious arc from helplessness to strength, millions heard the lyrics differently, even if they never changed. That's the strange power of a well-timed, well-told music video. It doesn't just accompany a song, it can redefine it. Now I want to hear from you. How did you interpret Love is a Battlefield before watching this video? Did the video change how you saw the song? Drop a comment and let me know what you heard when you first listened. And if you're enjoying this A Closer Listen, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and maybe even share it with a fellow 80s kid. And as always, be in the moment.